will switch to incremental compilation. It is a common case when customer models are using external code and includes they are leading to some external header files. So this is a simple example where I'm using the same. For example, this include parameters h. This file, it is not generated, but it comes from an external folder. And now I will build. So if I now go and change this parameters h, which is here, I have it opened. So now I want to change it, and I have saved it. And now if you will run build again, then nothing will happen, because by default you do not have dependencies, so your makefile doesn't know dependencies for your external code. So we have added support for this, so the possibility to enable incremental find, and the changes are in two places. So first of all, we have changed slightly how the makefiles are generated. So now we are generating these includes to the dep files, and the dep files themselves, they contain all the dependencies which are needed for compilation, and these dependency files should be generated by the compiler that you are using. So currently this is working only for GNU compiler, and in order to enable this, you need to update some settings in your Target Rts. So I will show you now what are the changes in Target Rts that we have done and that you need to do yourself in order to enable incremental find. So in default MK, we have added these dep opts, which actually these are the flags that should be specified in the compile command for GNU compiler, and they will enable generation of these dependency files as a side effect of your compilation. And one more change is that we have added this depx, which defines the extension for the dependency files that should be used. But this will not enable the generation. So in order to enable, you need also to add these dep opts into your compile flags. So for example, in these libset cc flags. Now I will just update my Target Rts, and I will include these two options into libset cc flags, and I will show you the effect of this change. First, I will just make a clean build, because now, as a side effect of compilation, these D files will be provided by the compiler. Also, you see here in the build output that these two options, they are now used for build, -md, -mp. And if we go and check what is inside the build folder, you see that D files, they are generated. And if I open one of the D files, you will see that it actually contains all header files that compiler has found during compilation. So they are now saved in this form, which is applicable to be included into the makefile. And it includes lots of different things, Target Rts and standard header files from standard compiler includes. But also you see that it also contains the dependencies to your external files. Now, if I will go and change this parameters h, and I will build again. Oh, something. Why maybe I should. Sorry, just one moment. Yes, so sorry. Now I'm using inclusive batchmk, and that is why it didn't work now, because this to compile everything we are using this batchmk as the top make file. So I would like to mention that for inclusive batchmk this is not working. So it is currently working and supported only for recursive. So now I will switch to recursive, and I will show you again the effect of this. So I will clean just in case and rebuild. Now we see that these D files, this md, mp commands are present, and D files will be generated. Okay, so now I go here and I update my external header file. And now I run build again. Yes, and you see that capsule capsule 1 is actually recompiled because it depends on these parameters age. Also, it's not only parameters age, so it also considers all nested includes which are present in your file, and also it considers all the preprocessor settings. So, for example, in the build, I have this my debug 1, and here in my includes in this file, I have a conditional include. If def my debug, then I include one more header file. So this is all analyzed by the compiler. And now, if I will change it, and I will again build. So now we are recompiling because make settings changed. And then now if we go and check what's inside the D file, and we scroll down, you will see that Yelena H is not included anymore into the dependency. So what are the changes that you will get automatically? So first of all, these dependency files will be generated, and include for the dependency files will also be generated. But if the D files are not present, then it will just do nothing. The clean command is also updated, so we are generating a remove command for the D files. So if we, for example, go to the command line and try to see how it looks like. You see that D files, they actually are quite big. Well, compared to my very simple model, but maybe for a huge project, it will not be such a visible difference. And if I now will make -f batchmk clean, if I clean from command line, then all the D files should be removed together with the generated files. Yes, you see, so now it is clean. So a couple of words about inclusive makefile. Well, if you're using inclusive makefile, then D files will also be generated. But when you're building using batchmk, it will not have any effect because in batchmk we cannot include correctly. Oh, sorry, I'm standing now in the folder, so it cannot delete. Yeah. So for inclusive, in the batchmk, we cannot include correctly these dependency files because of the specific paths which are used in batchmk. But if you will use local make, just only make using makefile, which is compiling only current project and not everything, as batch.mk is doing, then actually incremental build will also be working. So what I mean, here is the batch.mk, and this is used normally by model compiler to build everything, this project and all related projects. So here we do not have any changes, and D files are not included. So if you will be using batch.mk inclusive, then you will not get the benefit of incremental builds. But if you will be using this makefile, which will compile only current project, then this incremental build will be in place. Because in 0mk, we still have correct paths, and we still are including these dep files. So if I now will, for example, update anything here, like this, and I will give it a try. So I will go here, and I will just run make all. So make all will use the makefile, and it will be only make for the current project. It will not make the prerequisite project, but only current one. So let's see what will happen. Yes, you see now two files were recompiled, capsule 1 and class 1, because both of them were including this ISR-H, which I have just changed. So class 1 is also including this file, and now they were recompiled from the command line. So as a summary, in order to get the benefit of this function, you will need to do updates in your Target Rts. So by default, we will not be including these flags. So these dep opts that will generate dependency files, by default, they will not be turned on. So you need to update your libsetmk for your settings in your Target Rts, and use these opts to enable generation. And if you have your custom Target Rts, then you will need also to include these new definitions into your Target Rts as well.